All right, click peasant first, think later. What else is going on here? You got draw actions with lost city. Eventually, peasant can turn anything you want into draw actions via teacher. I think peasant's the most powerful card here. Play peasant a bunch, get a teacher, get some disciples, and then you can make things happen. Lost city will be nice. You can activate a leprechaun for gains. Swap, make leprechaun pretty consistent because you can swap into leprechaun when needed and then swap it out again. Remake and raise are thinning. See, I don't know what the turn 2 buy is. We'll see what Fircoal thinks. Remake and raise both look pretty reasonable. Raise only trashes the one card, but it's non-terminal, so it's happy if you collide it with the peasant. Yeah, I think I agree. Remake potentially trashes more. I think the best argument against remake here is even if you do manage to not collide with the peasant and trash an extra card, you're gaining silvers off of the estates, and I don't think you really want silvers here. I'd rather just trash the estates outright. Get the deck thin. Yeah, I think we're on the same page here about what to do. Oh, hey, you want a silver. All right, be my guest. I'm just going to take a third raise. I think I'd rather trash a copy here. There's 6 cards down there, which means if I leave 6 cards down there, I play the soldier before triggering a shuffle. If I draw 2 of those cards, then the soldier misses the shuffle because I'll reshuffle my deck before having played the soldier. And it's that first soldier that I care about the most. Get a teacher quickly and disciple. I mean, playing these other peasants quickly is good as well, but not as important. This is unfortunate. I did think about the 1/6 chance soldier on the bottom, but I've also got a raise down here, so that's not really a risk. Now I'm just in the unfortunate case of having make the soldier miss the shuffle anyway. Yeah, I think Lost City first makes sense. Wouldn't hate a swap, but the races still have stuff to do. At some point, I could potentially swap the races out. If Fircoal draws me a card here off of Lost City, ooh. Now I gotta think hard. I was in the middle of saying if Fircoal draws me a card, I'll consider popping the raise to try to find my Lost City so I can play both of these. As it stands, I only have like a 1 in however many chance of drawing it out of the discard. Whereas if I drew a card first, it would give me like a 2 shots at it. I don't think I'm going to take the risk. I'm just going to trash and play the soldier. And as I say, yeah, I'm just going to double trash here. I'll take a peasant and be fine. I don't want to get greedy, imagining the possibilities of playing Lost City, playing both of those, and buying something nice. And then you whiff, and then your deck is totally shot because you trashed your raise and triggered a shuffle and got nothing for it. If I buy a leprechaun now, can I activate it? I have 2 disciples. Disciple Lost City, that's 2 actions. Disciple something, that's 3, 4, 5, 6. Potentially. This might be a little bit greedy, but I believe it is at least possible. This is a little awkward. I would like to disciple the raise to draw 2 cards, but you can only trash the raise once, and so the second play of raise wouldn't actually do anything. There we go. That's much better. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is not enough. So what I'm going to have to do then is pop the raise, pick up the Lost City, draw the second soldier, which is not guaranteed to work. But I'd rather disciple a Lost City. Okay, this works out just fine. So now I have one more possibility open to me, which is The choice I was contemplating between actually took place right before I played Lost City. I could have discipled the Lost City to get an extra Lost City, or I could disciple the Leprechaun to gain an extra set of wishes. I think this is the better choice anyway. But before even stopping to think about it, I kind of inadvertently made my choice. I could have discipled Soldier as well, but there's no real benefit to playing a third Soldier. I don't need the money, and the attack can only hit twice maximum. Actually, that's a lie. The third Soldier could hit because I'd drawn them a card with my Lost City gain, so I could have triple sold them down to 3 cards, but that was definitely the third best of the 3, even considering the fact that it could hit. Should I get a Prince? My heart says yes. There aren't any great Prince targets in my deck. Wouldn't mind printing a Secret Passage for consistency's sake, but that requires me to attain a Secret Passage. I want Prince. Prince is a fun card. Just the fact that I don't have any cards in my deck that are principal is a pretty good argument against taking it, though. This should probably just be a swap or something. The best argument for Prince is that like the other stuff I want, like Lost City and Swap, I can gain off the wishes. Whereas Prince is the one thing I can't gain off of a wish, because Wish only gains cards costing up to 6. I don't need a Prince. I want to talk myself into it, but there's just not enough upside. I'm going to take a Lost City. Final answer. How badly do I want a teacher? Upon reflection, I really don't need a teacher that much right now, do I? Disciple is just such a good card. I'm going to stick with a Disciple. I'm going to have good teacher targets. I'm going to have a bunch of Lost Cities, maybe a bunch of swaps. Maybe I'll get a teacher at some point. But while there's Lost Cities left on the pile, it's hard to turn down discipling a bunch of Lost Cities or discipling swaps. Maybe I'll advance one up once the pile empties. But then once the pile empties, maybe the game's about to end, and then then you don't want a teacher that's going to do nothing for you next turn and only pay off in 2 turns. This kingdom might just feel a bit too fast for teacher. We'll see. You jerk. There's the Leprechaun. I think I do want to disciple the Leprechaun to get 2 wishes. I don't mind getting too many Leprechauns because I can swap them out again afterwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I should play Disciple 5th or 6th and then Leprechaun 7th. So let's play Lost City next then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you get to become a swap. And at least one of these should be a peasant, I presume, for plus buy. And then, what else? A Lost City and a swap. And I swap the last Leprechaun into who knows what, a remake maybe, to kill off these coppers. Oh, I have another wish. So many wishes. More than enough to do with. I'm pretty sure the final card is a gold. There's really no value in playing Leprechaun anywhere except for 7th in the order. A gold for a hex is not great. What am I doing here? You're definitely going back to your pile. This could be another peasant. I kind of want the Lost City, and maybe I'm considering buying it. I should watch out for piles. How many wishes are naturally in the pile? Is it 12? I think it's 12. I think it's 12. Yeah. Yeah, I have 1 wish. Fircoal has 1 wish from the previous turn that they haven't used yet. Piles are deceptively low. Lost City is probably going to be empty by the end of my turn. Raise is very low. Fircoal has 2 disciples, it looks like. And so I think there's a real risk that, I don't know, they like disciple some peasants, get a ton of buys, pile the peasants, and buy raises. I don't know if that's realistic, but it worries me. So I probably want the province here. If I take a remake and trash 2 coppers, I have 1 money, 13 money, 14 money in hand. I can do remake, trash 2 coppers, turn the wish into a monument, and buy double province. That sounds fairly safe, although I don't know if my deck quality would be high enough to pile out next turn after all that. I could take a line that involves buying 1 province plus a lost city. That's probably safe enough. I think the biggest risk if I buy a lost city is losing to like a raise estate pile out, but I don't think Fircoal has that many gains. I don't have a teacher. I think I like the remake monument line. There's only 1 disciple left in the pile, and I have 2 fugitives. So I can turn 1 fugitive into the disciple. And this last fugitive, I think I would rather be a teacher. So I can advance that one to disciple, advance the disciple to teacher. And then if I'm taking a teacher anyway, because I've got an excess of fugitives, I think it behooves me to take an early points lead to just minimize the chance I lose. And then if the game goes long, I benefit from that teacher. So I'm going to say remake, trash 2 coppers, wish for monument, play peasant, buy 2 provinces, final answer. And now I advance one of these. Uh-oh. I need to toggle with my autoplay settings here a little bit. Where is fugitive? Let's turn that off. That one's already off. Okay, let's try this again. So I've got to advance one of these first. Now I can do both of these. There we go. It seemed like with the way I had them set, I just didn't have the opportunity to do it in the order that I wanted. But perhaps I was misunderstanding something there. I'm happy to see Leprechaun in the starting hand, because it means I will definitely have the opportunity to play it 7th. That being said, that's less of a concern in this kingdom than usual, because I could always swap something else into a Leprechaun just fine. I think like there is a realistic scenario where the best play might just involve swapping the teacher out, depending on what Fircoal does. If I'm planning to end the game this turn, then there's no sense playing the teacher, because the teacher has a net negative value this turn, because it just takes up an action play. And a lot of value on the following turn. I don't know, like if Fircoal triple provinces or something, I would definitely try to end on triple, and that means swapping the teacher out, or Fircoal lowers the piles a bunch. I think ideally, depending on what they do over there, I would like to just take a points lead, keep piles as high as possible, including the province pile, and then buy myself another turn. Because I think if I manage to resolve the teacher, I should definitely win in 2 turns. Okay, so they took 2 provinces. Piling swaps and raises looks potentially feasible. Piling provinces might be doable. Probably not, right? 32 is a big number. I only had 16 money last turn. Discipling Leprechaun gets me theoretically as much as like, what is that? 14 money, if I'm being very optimistic. I don't really have unlimited draws, so I shouldn't overstate things. But like if I disciple Leprechaun, get maybe more than that. But like if I got 2 wishes, 2 golds, and an extra Leprechaun, then I turn the wishes and Leprechaun into counts, and then gain like copper plus 3 coins with those. That's 16 money. Or 18 money? Yeah, 3 counts is 4 each, plus 2 golds, 18 whole dollars. But I also need 4 buys. I don't currently have any peasants in my deck, I don't believe. 4 provinces might be out of my range. Fircoal did just add a copper, a duchy, and 2 provinces. So 4 provinces is probably also out of Fircoal's range. The trouble is I need to up my points somehow. And if I don't lower provinces, I potentially lower duchies and lose on like a disciple count duchy pile out. It wouldn't be counts and duchies, it'd be like disciple recount to lower duchies and then pile like swaps or raises or something. I potentially like the idea of swapping out the lost city and then regaining with disciple so that I can disciple a lost city and still get a gain off of it. The downside of that, I mean, if I want to draw Fircoal card, which is not nothing, but it requires I have 2 lost cities on my hand to be able to do that safely. Am I trying to pile things? Can remake gain me anything relevant? If I'm trying to pile swaps or something. Swaps and raises still requires I score 5 points, which is a lot. I don't know what I'm aiming for, and I should probably know pretty early on what the answer is. And the answer could just be like play Monument a bunch of times. That's not enough points though over the short term. Don't love how indecisive I am about this. I really want to have 2 lost cities on my hand so I can swap lost city and disciple lost city. I don't think that's happening here. This is not going quite ideally. I hate this. I hate what I've done. I don't think I played that turn great. I think this is just touchy, right? Let me think about that. If I buy a province, I open up the possibility of losing to a triple province. If I don't buy a province, I have a points deficit, and then I potentially lose on like swaps and raises or something. Is taking 3 provinces easier or harder than 4 swaps and 5 raises? I don't know. That's a lot of gains. Fircoal does not have a teacher at all, and does not have all that many swaps, I don't think. They're working from 3 card hand. I think I probably get another turn either way, but which one is safer? And 6 swap gains. Okay. So I believe they have 3 swaps in their deck. They usually swap 3 things into swaps. I'm leaning towards thinking this pilot is still hard, just because gains are hard to come by. They have 2 disciples. I have 3 disciples. They could disciple some swaps. They could swap some things into raises. 24 and 3 buys is still a lot. No, I'm going the province route, I think. The province means they have to gain all that plus a duchy if they want to win, which is still a big ask. Like they only hit 17 the previous turn, and then they've added a bunch of junk to their deck doing so. So I think this is safer. We'll find out. This looks like a mistake. Okay, maybe they're just even worse deck than I thought. I figured I was pretty safe either way, but this is definitely even less than I accounted for. Their hand must have been pretty bad at this point. Like, I think if you're in Fircoal's shoes, you don't even have a teacher, which is not a mistake or anything. I think this is a very reasonable kingdom to skip teacher in. But like, given I've just played a teacher, I don't think you want the game to take one more turn. So I think you're trying to end the game ASAP, which means like win here or bust. And so I think if it was at all possible, you should have swapped the monument into like an extra draw card or something and played one for triple province. If they were, ending the turn and turning it into a leopard, yeah, I don't know. They still have a disciple and a swap in their hand. I think the answer is you've got to swap the monument to like a secret passage or something and try to get to triple, even if it's unlikely. I don't think you want to let me have one more turn here. I get to do the thing. Oh, how exciting. Ooh, look at that. And I found the leprechaun. That was kind of fortunate. I don't get to disciple it, but I can still play it once. Let's go ahead and swap that out. I don't know why I enjoy doing this so much, but I like this little swap lost city, regain lost city interaction a lot. You need to be a swap, and you need to be plus buy. Need some draw here. I think this one is in hand. Pretty sure it is, at least. Ooh, hello, Lost City. Didn't know you were down there. Oh, there's only 2 provinces. I thought I needed to hit triple. I was like, I'm pretty sure I have 24 in hand, but rather than try to count it out, I'll just play out the rest of the turn. I was way overshooting it. Alrighty, so I have once again won the championship final match, only to lose the championship. One day I'll be the true champion.